Occurred the 29th of June 2013, 0 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Noblesville, in USA. Shape: circle. Duration: 30 minutes. No of observers. 3:15 orange floating circles above Noblesville, June 29, 13. Me, my grandma and you grandpa saw 15 orange floating circles moving southeast. They were floating low and just floating. They didn't seem to be in a hurry, as my grandma says.
Occurred the 5th of July 2013, 0 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Noblesville, in USA. Shape: oval. Duration: 3 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object, changed color orange red UFO gliding over neighborhood just after midnight on the morning on July 5, 2013. I was stargazing out my bedroom window and saw a UFO heading towards my direction from the east. It was about 1,000 yards away and slowly rising or gliding. I looked for a craft, but the lights were very bright and I could not see beyond them. The object had spherical lights that were bright, glowing soft orange and red in color that seemed to fluctuate. It was pretty close, as it appeared to be over another part of my neighborhood. I grabbed my camcorder and ran outside, and it was gone. The orange color was incredibly beautiful, like a tangerine orange, and very warm and soft at the same time. I witnessed the event from inside, so I cannot say if the UFO was silent.
NUFORC sighting report occurred the 18th of October 2013, 23 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Noblesville, in USA. Shape: formation. Duration: 15 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object, aura or haze around object, emitted beams, electrical or magnetic effects. I watched a line of strange lights, 15 to 20, fly from the north horizon, pass almost directly over me, and move south out of sight. As I was standing in my driveway with my dog for the last time before bed, I noticed a strange light in the sky. I am on the flight path between Chicago and Atlanta and see planes all the time, but this plane was very low and caught my attention as it moved silently across the sky over my home. After a few moments of watching it, I noticed that there was no red, white, or green light. Nor was there any blinking of the light. Also, as it moved from north to overhead and on south, there was no change in the shape of the light I could see. In other words, there was no mass, like a wing, tail, body, moving between me and any of the light. The circular flower-like shape of the light never changed in any way. I decided this was something unusual and that I needed to make a picture. I ran, as fast as I could, into the house to grab my camera, a distance of about 20 feet, and then back out. By the time I returned to the driveway, it had gone behind one small cloud. I turned on my digital camera but kept getting a picture error code. I had to turn it on and off several times before I could get it to work. When the object came out where I could see it again, it was far enough away, and the street light was between it and me, so I could not get a picture. Then it was just gone. Oh well, missed it, and turned to go back in the house when I noticed another one crossing the sky behind my home. I took off at a fast walk toward the back to get away from the street light and my front porch light to get a better picture. As I walked back past the house, I saw about 3 more. The motion sensor triggered the back porch light, so had to keep walking to the back corner of the house. By the time I got there, I could see 5 or 6 of these lights just above the walnut trees, straight up. I could also hear police sirens from the time I began my walk from the front, coming from the north-northeast. I did not think anything about that, as it is not uncommon with the main road running east-west just about a mile north of my house. The sirens stopped shortly after I turned the corner of the house. I have to wonder if they were seeing what I was about to see, as it was coming from the same direction. When I turned the back corner of the house and looked to the north-northeast, there was a whole line of them. Not a straight line, but kind of like you would see helicopters in a war movie. The first thought I had was, invasion. There must have been at least 15 to 20 of these things altogether, and they passed right over me without one sound. Absolute silence. Not even the siren was blaring anymore. Total and absolute silence. I moved into the shadow behind my house and began making pictures. As many as I could get. I was shaking and my heart was pounding, so some are shaky, but I propped the camera on a birdhouse attached to a tree and got a good one of the line coming toward me. I stayed in the shadows until they were all gone because I was afraid they would see me. They were that close. I was able to get about 20 pictures before they moved south out of sight behind trees. It couldn't have taken more than 5 minutes for the last one to move from the northern horizon to the south far enough that I couldn't see them anymore. About 5 minutes later, I was on the phone with a friend who lives south, telling him to look for them. He never saw them when I saw the last one. It was low on the horizon to the east, and I could only see it as it passed the area at the end of the street at the intersection I was standing on. The area I live in is on high ground between the White River and another river that feeds into it from Morse Reservoir northeast of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Occurred the 5th of November 2013, 23 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Noblesville, in USA. Shape: other duration unknown. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object. Missing time: large slow-moving craft with yellow lights over Hazel Dell Road. My son, 19 years old, was on his way home and saw a craft over Hazel Dell Road as he was heading north. It was large and had multiple yellow lights that were flashing. It made no sound and moved very slowly. It had a triangle-like shape with wings that extended down and a flat top. The back was lined with yellow lights. He drew a picture of what he saw the moment he arrived home. He stopped in the road as there was no traffic and watched it for a minute or two. As it moved out of his sight, traffic began to appear again. He called me on his cell phone as soon as it was gone and told me about it. He had left the house at 11:20 p.m. and now it was 11:53. His trip should have taken no more than 15 minutes.
Occurred the 23rd of January 2014, 23 hours 40 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Noblesville, IN, USA. Shape: triangle. Duration: 5 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object. Emitted beams: aircraft nearby. Large dark triangular shape with lights driving north on I-69 between 116th Street and State Road 238. I saw what appeared to be a hovering craft due east towards Hamilton Southeastern High School off Olio Road, hovering in and out of the low-lying clouds. Large and triangular in size with lights that appeared to be red on the tips and brighter white lights in the middle. As the road turned more north, I saw a second identical craft hovering above the Hamilton Town Center off of 146th and in 238, just west of I-69. Hovering and low enough I could make out the shape. Dark and triangular like a stealth fighter, but massive with the same lighting scheme as the first UFO I spotted.
Occurred the 26th of February 2014, 20 hours 5 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Noblesville, IN, USA. Shape: circle. Duration: 10 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object. Aircraft nearby. Golden orange sphere not blinking, flying close to air traffic and changing direction. I observed an object in the NW sky, moving toward the south. I then observed a plane coming from the south. I say a plane because I saw the flashing lights. The object I saw was bright and golden, orange, with no flashing. I usually see this when I believe it to be a satellite, but when I saw it and the plane so close together, and then the non-blinking object moved southeast when they were in what looked like close proximity, I knew it was not a satellite. A satellite would not change direction like this object did. Also, it was a little brighter than the satellites I see in the sky, and I've never observed one of those change directions as I did this object. I was driving at the time, pulled over, but was not able to capture a picture or video. I just know it was different from what normally observed with satellites.
Occurred the 4th of July 2014, 21 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Noblesville, in USA. Shape: light. Duration: 10 minutes. No of observers. 2 characteristics: lights on object. Aircraft nearby. Quiet green flashing single file formation heading S. 3 flashing green UFOs flying in single-file formation heading south over Noblesville, in heading south. No engine or jet sounds. Not in close formation. Unable to determine distance between each UFO, but separation of approximately 5 to 7 seconds apart.